among the youth. First of all, your comments are coming in fast and quick. Let me read one here by Ben. He says entrepreneurship. The question was, what are some of the solutions that we were offering? There's entrepreneurship, mentorship, as well as education. But Ben, you said entrepreneurship. For example, think outside the box. Only solution for our bright kids. One last one. Langat Jeff, you say policy making and poor governorship is one of the reasons why unemployment in Kenya has risen. So let me introduce our panel this evening. To my left is none other than Mumo Liku. He is the director for Duotrix Media Production Company here in Kenya. Brian Asili, who do you have on your end?
Mimi nakwambia nimekutana na swag yenyewe. He's come with a delegation in studio. His name is none other than Vicmas Luodola. He's a musician, one of the most celebrated musicians I know. Karibu sana studio.
Recording performing artist.
Okay. Take a look at some of your songs.
Nango bango tuch jewada bango tuch bango tuch wonya boro bango tuch inalando pile pile bendu winja inalando pile pile bendu winja nango bango tuch jewada bango tuch bango tuch wonya lego bango tuch
bango tuch wada bango tuch bango tuch usitake jua ameniambia he's a recording and performing artist. Usitake jua.
That song was one big hit, and it's just a few of the people talented behind that hit. Bango tuch. Luodola,
yeah.
You have an amazing story. I cannot wait for us to share it with the audience.
I'll always share it.
Okay.
Lady behind the legs. Walisema behind the legs, ama the legs
and the creativity of that video.
Exactly. That's one of the best ways to actually search for a job. Her name is Angie. She's a copywriter at Squad Digital. Ustake jua? Yako kajina kalipotea nilie tuko squad hapa hivi.
About Angie that no one knows here. I went to high school with Angie.
Wacha.
She was so freaking smart. She was like 2 grades ahead of me. She was in grade 11 when I joined in grade 9.
Hey,
she was so super smart.
Trying to say that you're young, eh? Kiburi too.
Anyway, Angie, let's begin with you. First of all, unlike everyone who does a placard going around, Kenya or Nairobi streets on every, roundabout, you decided to make a video. I think of it as a digital CV that has over 9,000 views on her YouTube channel alone.
Yes.
First of all, why did you choose to use social media as your, avenue instead of a roundabout?
Okay, so firstly, I had a lot of avenues to choose from, So I didn't have any experience in being in advertising or marketing.
Yeah.
And I was in KCB and I was doing debt collection actually. And I really wanted to create. So I figured that the only way I could be able to tell people I can create is if I sold myself as a product or as a brand and tell them, so this is Angie, I don't have any expertise, I don't have any experience, but this is what I can do.
Yeah.
So that's why I made the video.
How was the feedback when you made that video?
Actually, I had no feedback. Funny story. I had no feedback at all.
9,000 views on YouTube.
I know. Listen, funny story. I had no feedback at all, So I sent it to a million, okay, not a million. I'm exaggerating.
Figurative.
But yes. But I sent it to a lot of emails, to a lot of companies, and most of these people were like, literally crickets. No one actually replied until one of the talk show hosts, Larry Mado, tweeted and Facebooked about it.
Yeah.
And then everyone now started watching it and appreciating it. So that's how actually social media is such a big thing for me. And I think that that's how the next avenue that people should be actually venturing on.
Okay.
And you've said that you're a recording / performing artist. Just but to mention the above, able to me, what are some of the challenges you decided to make a brand of yourself?
Pardon?
You decided to make a brand out of yourself, and what inspired that? Why not go when they were after job or nje?
But mi mwenyewe ni kazi.
Okay.
So first of all, I really thank God because I started from class 1 to class 8. That's the certificate I have till to date. And because I couldn't afford to go to high school and stuff, and started working out because I was telling a story yesterday to some people how I used to work with my mom, like kuletia jirani maji from 4 a.m. in the morning to 6 in the morning. So wakati naenda shule, mama naenda mali ni kulimia mzee shamba. So wakati ikifika saa 8 mama alikuwa analimia wazee for close to 6 hours for 80 bob per day. Sana akirudi home alafu mimi pia natoka shule jioni nakuja home tunaanza kushona kamba zile za kufunga nazo mbuzi na ng'ombe. So tulikuwa tunafanya hivyo the whole night, tena next day tena tunamukia asubuhi tena hivyo routine. So and then mom used to take these ropes to the market. So if you know a place called Luanda Market in Nyanza, and that was every Monday and Friday. Then on Tuesday a place called Holo for those people who know Bondo route. So in this space, I started, and I knew how to make money. So when all this money that we made couldn't pay my school fees to the high school, I just branched out to do other things. So I came to realize I have talent.
Exactly. So do you think that education did not play a big part in making the successful person that you are?
But I can hear you talking English and I'm replying. So, I'm really proud. I wanted to go to school, but
so is it that someone should go to school to become successful?
It's 50-50. Of course, knowledge is very important. And I'll advise everybody who are there, if you got opportunity to go to school, please go. Please go. I really want to go to school like right now, but I couldn't have to take my siblings to school and all the process so that they don't end up struggling like me.
Yeah. Or I like the topic, or rather your point on education. I mean, Ethan, your entire CEO or the director with Duotrix with your partner Makayari, who is here with us in studio.
Yes.
But do you agree with what he says, that education, it's important, definitely, and it plays a key role? You're your own boss, you and Mark.
Yes.
What would you have to say about that?
I think I totally agree with him. As he said, it's 50-50. Education is good. It's good to have education. It'll take you places, but also if you haven't gone to school, it's not a limiting factor that you can't succeed in life. Yeah. Education helps you to make networks. It helps you to branch out and know new people, and even be able to expand your brain and the kind of information that you have. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you won't be successful.
I think one thing that we also tend to forget as a youth is that when you're your own boss, it's not that easy. And everyone is always saying, I want to be my own boss.
True.
It's not that easy. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, of course, like, the highest, the most difficult.
Then I think I'd say 100.
Are you serious?
Because it's not easy,
Yeah.
but you have to have persistence. You have to know what it is that you want to do. You have to have a passion for it. Because when you get into self-employment, there are certain things that you have to do. Sometimes you won't have money to do this, that, and the other, but you have to be able to, just jikaza. That's what I can say. You jikaza and you get through,
Luodola, what some people might not know is that you have quite an inspiring story, just like Angie. Before we got to know Luodola, you worked in Majengo, right?
Yeah, I did.
And you were also a
I was
hospital.
I was house help.
There you go. And people do not know that about
Na
you.
sahi blings inakumaliza. Sahi ni blings siku hizi.
Tell us.
Siku hizi ni briefcase ya pesa ikuangukie.
Exactly. How did you make that transition from where you were employed to now you are sort of like your own boss? You're a brand on
I'm
your
my
own.
own boss, and I'm really proud. And whatever makes me so happy, like I can employ more youths who went to school, to university, and have degrees and stuff. So. First of all, it starts with how hungry are you? Like, I was really hungry, and I'm the firstborn in my family, so I had to provide. I became a breadwinner at 12 years old, So I have to do everything to make ends meet. So immediately when I finished school, everything couldn't work, and I found that I have talent. So nobody could give me money. So I had to before I started doing Jengo, I had to go. In Kisumu, there's a place called Dunga Beach. So I had to go to Dunga Beach to bring home an ambichi, then bring them tani.
So you were a businessman before you were a business.
You're the
I started
beans,
making money at 7 years old, man. I started making money at 7 years old. So, I used to let home and mtani nakausha alafu ikifika jioni napeleka stage, Kisumu, a place called Stage. And then inafika time, mnakatazwa, mushishike omena, inaitwa kwa kijali inaitwa banko lor. I mean, namo lor.
All right.
So they don't allow you to sell omena. So I have to switch to Mjengo and to other businesses to raise money.
Kisumu, are you watching? Do you agree with Luodola? Make sure you tweet us. #YouthCafe, @KTN News, @Artisans_K, @Brian_Aseli. And speaking of Brian Aseli, he went out to the streets and he spoke to some of you and on your thoughts when it comes to unemployment among the youth. And here's what you had to say.
Nimekutana na mwanaume hapa hivi ako na taksi yake, lakini tunamuuliza swali very simple. Ni solution gani anaweza peana kwa unemployment in the country? Niambie, ni aje?
Shida moja ukijana hii majob zimekuwa mingi sana. So iko ile kitu tunaita competition. Ile kitu mimi naweza advise mavijana ni wajichore majob.
The youth should just stop choosing work and just do anything that comes their way. In the sense that if you can do something, just do it. Don't consider that you didn't go to campus to study this or that. Just do whatever that comes, so long as it's going to earn you money.
Hii generation ya kutafuta job yani nika imeisha. Huko my youth hakuna job maze. So me what I say, we focus more on entrepreneurship. Gava yani create ways of creating, as in empowering youths to focus more on creating their own businesses.
Technology is really key, especially because, I mean, the world is really revolving in a very, very fast way and rate at the same time. So if we focus, especially guys who are doing IT, I mean, we have so many things, so many gaps we need to fill in the society. I mean, come up with apps, come up with, I don't know, just sit down, get an idea, talk to your friends, talk to your mentors, your teachers at school, especially from school, and just come up with whatever you need to do, you know. Yeah, so technology is really key for me. Yeah.
Umesikia, hakuna kungojea gava, raundi hii ni kujitegemea wewe mwenyewe. Who are we to speak when the streets have spoken? The conversation is here with us, and in studio tulikuwa tumeongea na Angie. Angie, tell us, what do you think some of the solutions for unemployment in Kenya?
Some of the solutions I would think of is that literally, as he was talking about education right now, and it's very important, I agree with all of them, right? But then there's also that thing of branching out and learning and finding out what your creative abilities are, and then make that your core focus and then build around it. Therefore, as we've heard also about entrepreneurship, make that your core focus. And can you make a company out of it? Can you make a business out of it? If you can, do it. Because as you see, technology and social media, as I've said, is something that's very key and has made, if you go through your Instagram and your Facebook, you'll find a lot of companies and small startups. People are making them online, selling stuff and selling their own brands. That's a really cool thing to do.
So 85% of the unemployed people do not know how to use the vocational skills. Like, they want to do it, but they don't know how to do it. What do you think would be a probable solution for such an incident?
Sorry, repeat.
85% of the people actually do not have the vocational skills. They want to do it, but they do not know how to do it. What do you think the government, or what do you think should happen in cases like this?
Okay, so the government, I think the best way for this to happen is to stop cookie cutter kind of education and focusing on things like creating people who are just coming out and engineers, doctors and all that, right? Can we make, what are these, trainings and programs and seminars workshops, that can be able to bring out these creative abilities of actors, actresses. Like my time, I didn't even know that I could be a copywriter, right? Like even when I went out for my advertising job interviews, they were asking me, what can you do? What job do you think we can give you? And I was like, anything. I really didn't want to tell them that I didn't have.
That's why the youth are given anything, including mopping.
Yeah, because exactly. Because you're focused on knowing that I can only be this and this and this and this and this, but you don't know that you have so many creative abilities and you can become so much more.
And you can venture out.
Exactly, but you've always been put in one kind of line and avenue.
Let's be honest here, all of us, we've been all unemployed at some point. Right?
Yes. Most of the time.
Most of the time. We've all of us here have been unemployed sometime. I will give an example with myself. When I was going through that phase, I sort of fell into a depression mode. Lower, it's not easy to get jobs here. For those youth who are watching, the young people who are watching, and they feel like, you know what, me, I'm done. Life, I'm done. How can I provide for my family? I have my master. Even others have masters, yet they can't find an employment. So you hit rock bottom. You do not know where to go. What would you say to someone who is watching this show today?
Me for sure, what I always tell people, you really must know who your God is.
Hallelujah.
You really must know your God is, because you might not have degrees and masters, and the ideas you have will help you. What do you have to offer? It doesn't need papers, man. What do you have to offer? From what you can offer is somebody will see it and maybe invest on it. You see, like we have a lot of stuff. I don't have degree. I didn't know one day I will be brand ambassador to a company or you know. So I'm urging all the youth, know your potential, know what you can do best, even if you don't have papers. Can you sing? Can you dance? Can you laugh? And find somebody to pump in, because all we need is empowerment. If I know I can pump money in you and get my money back, I would love to. If whatever you are doing, you are best at it. So I'm asking you to find your talent, go hard on it, sell it out. Like she said, you might be an artist, but your song is not playing on radio. Make use of social media. Like social media is employing youths, man. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook,
right?
advertise everything you have.
Ethan, what would you have to say about it?
Like he said,
How would you encourage someone?
Just go out there and do it. People, we may not have the money that we need, but I think if you know that I am passionate about a certain thing, then try and find a way to have someone pay you to do it. You know, that's all. You need to make money from what your passion is, you know. For me, like you said, I looked for a job for almost 6 months after I finished campus, but I had started a company while back in campus, and we were, you know, doing photography, we were doing graphic design for school events, and I was like, okay, I've been doing this, I might as well continue with it. And from there, I was able to get other jobs, other bigger jobs, you know, from that. So I say, just don't sit and wait, you know. And sometimes people will go and tarmac and go around to different offices, take your CVs. You can still do that as you're doing, you know, something else for your own business.
Okay, and we're going to take a look at some of your thoughts when we come back. But first, here on Youth Cafe, we compiled a few did you know facts and statistics about youth and employment. Take a look.
800,000 young Kenyans enter the labor market every year, and youth unemployment is estimated to be as high as 35% compared to the overall national unemployment rate of 10%. Furthermore, 80% of unemployed Kenyans are below the age of 35.
All right, those were just some of the few statistics that we had prepared for you here in Youth Cafe. And right here, one of the things that we like to do, or that we give vocal attention to, is the art across here, Kenya and across Africa and the world. And we both know that art is one of the biggest platforms where youth can find employment or be their own bosses. And so here on KTN News, or rather on Youth Cafe, Brian Aseli had the chance to go outside there. Brian, who are you doing this weekend?
I'm telling you, I met choreographers, one of the best dancers in the city streets of Nairobi. Art in Motion, that's the name they call themselves.
And they were dancing, and that's exactly what we were discussing today here. If you have a talent, go outside there and make money out of it.
And
it's as simple as dancing.
These guys are not just dancers, they call themselves creative geniuses, in that they can be able to use their bodies to tell a story.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's all about art, it's all about dance. Yeah.
All right, okay, all right, fantastic. And the good thing is that about those ones, the people you had a chance to talk to were in economics as well as business.
Yeah,
they have degrees in that.
Business guys, totally one of the best. They've done shows with one of the best artists in Kenya. We have June Gashui. They would like to do collabos with different people across the world, in the country, Davido, such guys.
Oh, people are talented and people have dreams. Let me ask you, Angie, now that you have your video outside there, it has about like 9,000 comments, or rather views, not comments, views. What is next for you?
Right now, I'm actually, as I'm a copywriter now, what's next for me, I think I'll leave that to you guys to find out. So hopefully you'll call me on the show now and figure out what I've been up to.
Luodola, are you going back? Are you making more music? Are we going to see you inspiring more youth?
Yeah, I'm making more music. Like very soon we'll see Vic Masrula featuring Juma Nature from Tanzania. It's coming this year, and I really want to put more work. Like right now with my management, we're trying to empower youth, and as I always say, self-empowerment is what you need, but you have to be self-leader. You have to be to have self-leadership for it to work.
And speaking of empowerment, here is those two fellows that you got to meet.
Art in Motion.
All right, take a look at them.